Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Rosie here, and I play Dead by Daylight, so you don't have to. Holy fuck, bro. I did not know that I was going to be reading this today. There's a lot to go over here, and most of it is about the twins. As you know, I'm a twins enthusiast. Well, I off and on them, did main them, and I also made a video on them saying that a rework on them was a colossal waste of time, and that has been absolutely proven right by reading this ridiculous set of bullshit. There's also some shit with DS that we'll definitely get into, but as we go forward here, just know that I am eating fried chicken as we do this, and I don't care. I don't care, guys. I don't care. I play so you don't have to, but that doesn't mean I care, and I'm going to be eating fried chicken during this video. The fried chicken is good. So, spring has sprung, and so is a new developer update. In this post, we'll share everything we've been working on for the next update. Twins. Let's go ahead and start. This is a fucking colossal failure. Twins, for change. Reduce the time it takes to switch back to Charlotte to 1.5. What's 3? I'm reading this and I'm like, huh? I read all this first stuff and I'm like, huh? Change. Reduces the time it takes to unbind Victor to 0.75. Was 1. Okay. I'm with you so far. Reduce the time it takes to charge Victor's pouch to 0.85. Was 1. Okay. Cute. Adding the ability to recall Victor at any point while he's unbound. Okay, cute. So she can actually bring him back to her whenever. That's interesting. That's something they don't really have right now that they would actually kind of like. But, okay. So that's cool. New. Added the ability to change between Victor and Charlotte near Hook Survivor. Oh, that's actually a neat idea too. That's cool. So I'm reading this going, where? Update. I'm stupid. I'm so sorry, guys. I thought these devs were way more creative than they actually were. Upon, giving this an initial listen, then again, I don't care. I'm not changing the video because I don't care. I'm just going to add this in post here. I'm going to kind of go splice it in here to kind of... But everything that I'm saying about them swapping places, that's not how it works. Although that would be actually a cute idea. I mean, again, I thought these devs were actually more creative and gave them a sweeter rework than I thought. No, what they mean by swapping is you can swap between the two of them at the hook. It doesn't swap their positions. I thought it made them swap their positions. I'm like, oh, that was actually kind of cute. No, that's not what it does. What am I thinking? I'm reading that again going, ugh, what am I thinking? I thought these devs were way more creative than... No, it definitely just swaps their positions. I'm so sorry, I misled you. I was like, I can't in good conscience post this video now without splicing this in. Because, no. Everything I'm saying about them swapping positions in this video, ignore. Because that's definitely not how it works. Even though it should, actually. That's actually a really neat idea, and I just can't believe I created that for them. Their entire kit should be centered around that, actually. Swapping their positions, like using Victor to kind of move, injure, swap to Charlotte to actually get it down to retain their flow. That would actually be like you swap between them and then Charlotte retains the 20% haste, not the 20, the 10% haste for 20 seconds. So you can keep that upon an initial swap over. Yeah, there's your fucking rework right there, behavior. But of course, I sit here eating fried chicken, and I have way more talent in my pinky finger than that company does, and so I just accidentally created a better rework than the devs. I accidentally created a better Twins rework than the developers. That is embarrassing. What's the punchline? I know you didn't just do this to buff us. I know that's not why you did it. Where's the punchline? Oh. Here it comes, lads. The change, updated 7 add-ons. Change. Victor's pounce no longer latches onto healthy survivors. The latch mechanic is dead. Victor's pounce now latches. Now, Victor, hold on, skip one. Victor can no longer be kicked after successful pounces which do not latch onto survivors. Okay, so you don't latch. And you don't latch, and then you can't get kicked. Okay, so you basically keep Victor. Okay? So Victor can injure you without going to a latch mechanic. Okay? Victor's pounce now latches onto survivors when they are put into the dying state. Other survivors can crush Victor during this to help the dying survivor. Victor will automatically return to Charlotte after 20 seconds. While Victor is attached to Charlotte or holding a survivor in a locker, Charlotte gains 10% haste. This effect will be lost prematurely if Charlotte hits a survivor. Survivors near Victor while he is latched onto another survivor are no longer revealed by the killer instinct. So that's also gone. The the killer instinct. So that's also dead. So the only killer instinct you get is when Victor's standing by himself. Okay. Okay, let's just digest that for a second here. Previously, the twins' power heavily encouraged slugging, leaving survivors in the dying state. Since Victor could chain together pounces of multiple injured survivors, but only pounce a single healthy one. Furthermore, survivors could often save each other before Charlotte can make it to them. We have flipped this around. Victor will now be much more effective at injuring multiple survivors and instead assist Charlotte, who now moves faster while Victor is latched, in picking up a survivor. This makes it possible for Victor to both injure and down a survivor without being forced to switch back to Charlotte in between. They're fucking dead. Bro, they're dead. Like, how do you read this? Like, the character is gone. The way that they're fundamentally played right now is gone. The way that they build up map pressure is gone. The way that they play is gone. It's all dead. They are played right now completely ass backwards. Completely ass backwards, bro. So, what? Or holding a survivor in a locker. Charlotte gains 10% haste, but Victor automatically gets back to her after 20 seconds. Oh my god. So basically, do you know how? So basically, the quick down, like, see, basically, Victor can't hook you. Okay? Did you guys know that? Victor can't hook you. So the thing that you're supposed to do here is hit somebody, okay? And like when there's a large amount of distance between Charlotte and the person that's hit, you're supposed to pray to God that you have everybody injured so you can chain hit. So that you have like 3 downs, and then you can go either win the game or, depending on the game state, if the last guy's like injured, or take 2 downs to go either injure somebody. Like, you know, you pressure multiple people. One guy's up, like 2 people are on the ground. You have time to go injure this guy in Charlotte and then swing over, pick one guy up because they're next to, like, you basically, you use Victor to make time for Charlotte to get her bitch ass over there to hook somebody. Okay, and that's how they kind of do their pressure. Or if you've identified that you have a window to win the game, you go win the game. It just depends on what you're trying to do. Okay, like that's how they play. Basically, when you're in advantage state, because it's like, okay, Victor, they said, okay, Victor's now going to be good for injuring the survivors. That's what he's good at now. Okay, that's what they say. Okay, so Victor injures the survivor. So let's say you're dumb bitch ass at the beginning of the game. Okay, let's say your first option is deploy Victor because they're all healthy. So you're gonna go with Victor, right? And then you hit him, and then you hit another. Like, okay, first of all, the fucker still can't like see. He can't track, right? He still doesn't receive any change to where he can see scratch marks, right? So he can't find the healthy survivors. Okay. And he has bad FOV because he's tiny, so he's still not equipped to chase healthy survivors. They didn't give him any changes to fucking help him. They didn't give him a base predator to compensate, but the base bloodhound that he has when they're injured, they didn't give him anything like that. And so nothing to compensate you for the fact that you're now chasing healthy survivors. So that's out. You just want to go injure. You just want to injure them, okay? So you injure one guy. Okay, and so Victor's good at injuring. So now you just want to spread around, okay, because Victor can chain his injures. Okay, so first of all, Charlotte, the method that you're using to hook somebody is all the way on the other side of the map as you're fucking doing this, right? So you injure, let's say in some magical world you injure everybody and then actually get it down. The game's going to then teleport you, this is day 1 shit, all the way back to Charlotte. You have 20 seconds, 10% haste. You have 10% haste. That's not, first of all, it's not enough. Like, they're still going to be able to pick the guy up, especially they just kick, like, they immediately kick Victor, pick the guy up, and you're still screwed. And then what, 10% haste for 20 seconds, bro? That's what you guys came up with for this rework? Really? So Victor's going to down somebody, and then you're going to have 10% haste for 20 seconds to what with Charlotte? Get another down? You know, they had nothing when they came up with 10% haste. When they dump haste on a killer, that means they have no fucking ideas about what to do. They have no ideas about what to do. They are absolutely destroyed. They have, like, basically, when you're flowing with twins, here's the thing. Basically, the character was like, you want to play Victor, right? You want to play Victor, but if you want to accomplish anything, they rotated the lethality and the hook pressure onto the other character. They make it so you have to play Charlotte. If you want to realistically down these people, you have to play Charlotte. Because, like, what? You're going to hook them with Victor? Maybe, like, Charlotte would be better off to having the killer instinct now. She would. You put Charlotte by a gen, you down someone with Victor, and then you swap to the one that can actually down and hook them. Victor being able to chain his downs is why he was worth it. It was why building up the pressure was worth it. Victor being broken is why they worked. If you can't use that brokenness to down them, there's no point in playing them. When you have a good flow going with this character, the last thing you want to be doing is playing Charlotte. The last thing that you want to be doing with this character in the state that they want to set up is play Charlotte. That's the last thing you want to be doing. You want to set up your game state so you can run around as Victor away from Charlotte and be Victor the entire match. That's what you want to do. This new version of them is ass backwards. Victor goes to set Charlotte up, not the other way around. And, like, the problem that they have, though, like, the reason that they slug, let me tell you the reason they slug. The reason they slug is that the hooking is inefficient. If you wanted to fix the slug problem, you could have given them something like, first of all, the haste should be moved, the haste should be bigger, if you want to know the truth. I'm not saying, like, 150, but I'm saying, like, she needs to be at least, like, what's Wraith or Legion and Frenzy, like 130, 135, something to help her get over there. You can even give her a movement speed thing that has no attack, that she would have to cancel before she can hit somebody. And we're trying to fix the inefficiency, because the problem is, or that ability that they have, that they can swap by each other near hook, they should be able to do that near down survivors. That way, you down someone with Victor, immediately swap to Charlotte and can hook them, right? That ability they have where they can swap between each other, that's actually cute and could help the character a lot if it was applied to being near down survivors. But it's not. It's applied to hooks, so you're already winning when that can go off. And what are you using that for? The only thing you're using that for is like camping the hook, but it's like they have to be injured for your camping to even do anything, because you're either base killer or Victor who can't fucking injure anybody. I'm sorry, who can't down anybody. Well, Victor can still down, he's still lethal, but it's like that doesn't do anything for you. It gives you the haste. So your Victor down sets up your whatever Charlotte play you're going to do. That is such a ridiculously boring way to play this stupid character. That is boring as fucking shit, bro. The character's ass backwards. And here's another thing. Oh, Victor can, you can kick him while he's latched onto a survivor. Okay, so if they're together, Victor latches somebody and is instantly kicked. He is instantly kicked after a latch. Instantly. There's no 10-second period of invulnerability. There's nothing to compensate you. There's nothing to reward you for doing what you did, except 10% haste that is going to be fucking worthless to you because you're on the character that's on the other side of the map. Unless, of course, you're keeping them together. unless you're keeping them together, which is when they're at their most limited and their most worthless, when they're together, when you have to play them in a way that keeps them together. Because usually when you're in disadvantaged state, that's when they're more powerful together, right? When they're further apart, that means you're winning the game. You have injures in play. You have pounces chained. You have 2 people down. Victor can afford to be apart from Charlotte because you have more time. That's not a thing anymore. They're just fucking dead on all fronts. But you need to keep them together, so if you down somebody, you can actually get some benefit out of that haste because Charlotte's right there, right? Pointless. Absolutely pointless. That teleport could be cute. That exchanging between them could be cute if it was better developed. But that's not what they're thinking about. They thought about how to gut the character. Also, do I even need to explain to you people why they just lost a shit ton of map pressure because of that? Why they lost a shit ton of map pressure. The thing that's moving around can only down one survivor, then it's going to be instantly kicked. They lost a shit ton of pressure. Instantly, just right there. They can't play as far apart anymore. I don't care about the 10% haste. I don't give a shit. They can't play far apart anymore. If you don't understand, and then some people be like, oh my god, the 10% haste, bro, that's so broke. She's an invigorated clown. Bro, let me tell you something. If you don't understand, if you think 10% haste on Charlotte sounds good on the character for any reason other than Victor's not in her, and that should be her power when she runs around, is 10% haste. While she's running around the map by herself, she gets a boost to compensate for the fact that she's M1 killer, right? So other than that, if you think 10% haste is what people want to do with this character, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and you don't know what this character does or looks like. You want to play this character to swamp teams with Victor and win the game in 5 minutes if they're trash. Or attrition them for 30 if they're good. What is this character supposed to do now? What do they do? Injure a lot with Victor, the thing that downs you is far away, or do you instantly get kicked and what do you do? You need your Victor pounces to set up Charlotte downs, and that is terrible. That is a fucking terrible way to play this character. Absolutely horrendous. Absolutely fucking garbage. They had no ideas. They had no ideas on what to do. All they wanted to do was significantly gut the character, and that's what they did. I can't wait to watch this in PTB. It's going to be really funny. Oh, I'm sorry, we're not done yet. Victor will glow red whenever he's vulnerable to being crushed. Good. So more baby changes. The visual tear radius accessibility setting will now include Victor's grunts. Who cares? Blight. Improve the collision detection to reduce cases where Blight slides off objects. That'll be interesting to try. It's good. Of course, Blight gets no fucking nerfs, but they destroy twins, but whatever. Haddonfield. Change. Updated map layout and reduce the overall size. Reduce length of hedges and fences to create more openings. So they had to fucking touch the fences up again because they were still too stupid, as it turned out. And they reduced the size. Okay, good. Did you update the window tiles? No. That's still bad. Added pallets along the edge of the map. Great. So more stupid tiles. Updated street tiles to feature more pallet loops. Great. Adjusted pallet loops and park tiles. So they didn't nerf those windows though. So yeah. DS. Increase the stun duration to 5 seconds was 3. They did not make it more than once a game, like everybody wanted them to. So that's at least good. 5-second DS is back, which means you lose 45 net seconds of progress if you get slammed by a DS. So, DS is back in the game. The top tiers got better, the low tiers got worse. It's a terrible change, bro. The DS is back. So if we're reverting perks now, can we revert Hex Ruin now, please? But that nerf was a catastrophic failure that killed the perk. So why can we bring Decisive Strike back but not Hex Ruin or Call of Brine when those perks would now be more necessary than ever? Just asking for a friend. Anyway, you'll need to smack these guys off hook, so if they jump in a locker, they can't off the record you with Decisive Strike. You can still slug them. Waiting out this timer is going to be back now. Like, this change isn't going to do anything. Like, we're still going to be tunneling. I don't, like, people, like, Scott Junn is a fucking moron. He's on Twitter saying that we're actually going to have to, like, learn how to pressure. I can't wait to face these killers that have been tunneling the whole time that forgot how to pressure. We didn't forget how to pressure. We know how to do it. Watch that clown game I played against that Swift, where we actually were hitting people and we actually had a lot of injuries. And I identified we didn't need the tunnel to beat them because of the way that they were playing. We know how to pressure. We know how to pressure multiple survivors at once. The problem is it's inefficient and trash. Telling a killer not to tunnel, this is something I saw from, I think it was Big Brain Oni made. Telling a killer not to tunnel because of DS is akin to telling survivors not to bring toolboxes to counterplay Franklins. It's stupid and doesn't work. You're still going to do it, bro. And the fact that 1v4 pressure is now worse than ever, it's worse than it's ever been, 1v4 pressure problem. If it's not worse than it's ever been, it's at least worse than it's ever been in a long time. So, like you gotta have to tunnel still, bro. You can still, we can just wait it out again. Like, this isn't gonna do anything. It's still better to counterplay around Decisive Strike than actually try to do the form of pressure they want. The problem with the type of pressure they want us to do is it's inefficient, bad, and terrible. And every time we find a combination of perks that allows us to efficiently 1v4 pressure, it is always gutted. Always. Because it's always considered pure slowdown, unfun, stacking slowdown perks, and considered trash. Whatever you do to win is called unfun trash. Never forget that. It doesn't matter what you're doing to win. Don't try to worry about catering to them and their fun, because it doesn't matter. Whatever your strategy you design to win is inherently unfun because you beat them. That's what you learn when you play this game long enough. And I assure you, this will not have the impact that they think it has. And this only impacts low-tier killers. The killers like Nurse, Blight, and Spirit that can already 4v1 pressure efficiently, and that's how they win the game, because they can do it. They can smack you and down you in 2 seconds, right? Those killers, they're just better. The Weskers of the world, they're just better. That's all that means. Like, Pyramid Head just got better. Like, all these top tiers that can actually adequately 1 versus 4 pressure at a rate enough to where, well, Pyramid Head's technically only good because he can just straight up counter this shit. But, like, it's like, this doesn't help the game's health at all. It just makes Nurse, Blight, and Spirit better. That's all it does. It just makes these low tiers more unviable and the meta more crippling. And like, more reason to just not play these shit killers. This is a horrible change that hurts the low tiers of the game and helps baby survivors win. It can all be used offensively once again. And somebody said, and Scott Junn said on Twitter, of course he did, he said, just leave the guy slugged and go chase the unhooked guy. If I need to explain to you why if somebody is on death hook with Decisive Strike, if they are on death hook, and you go chase a guy that has 0 hook stages, I don't think I need to explain to you why that's a tremendous waste of time. You're basically leaving a 99 gen to go chase a 0 gen for a survivor analogy. That is a horrendous waste of resources and time. You would rather sit and plant your ass right on that guy to make sure to wait until Decisive Strike is gone, pick him up, and secure a kill. Like, this isn't going to do anything, especially on these lower tiers, because they still need to tunnel to do anything. If you don't understand why Clown cannot adequately 1v4 pressure a survivor with friends, you don't play this game. It's not on the killer. It's not on the killer. That's what they have to do. And that's what they will continue to do because they don't have a choice. If they want to win, they will just have to bully through decisive strike. And again, against good teams, that's impossible. But that's the nature of the beast. You just have to do it, and if they slam you well with their resources, then you lose. Adrenaline, thankfully, was nerfed. Adrenaline no longer activates if you hooked when the gates are powered. That was stupid. It should have never came in the way it was. Reduced the speed boost duration to 3 was 5 and no longer causes you to wake up against Freddy. I mean, sure, that's the way the perk should be. So, I wish they gave it a clause where it doesn't activate if you're exhausted, but this is the first killer change that you've gotten all year. So, that's all you get. Ultimate Weapon was nerfed, now reveals auras instead of causing them to scream. What you think was like, well, Rosie, that's actually a buff. What are you talking about? They did that, so the reason you see auras now, number one, they reduced the activation time. That's the first thing they did. So now it gives you significantly less time of activation, and then they increased its cooldown. They fucking doubled its cooldown, actually. They doubled it. And the main reason that you see auras now is so that it can be countered with distortion. That is why. They did not give you a change that, like, every change on this was a nerf. This wasn't one buff and 2 nerfs to compensate. But let me rephrase that. This wasn't 2 nerfs, 1 buff to compensate. All 3 of these changes are nerfs. Every single one. You get to see auras now so they can counter you with distortion. That's what it is. Nerf. Emblems, who cares? You can't lose a pip. Who cares? And cosmetics. That's what you get. Truly a disgusting set of changes, bro. The Twins change is probably one of the worst things they've done in years. The Twins change is absolutely horrendous. That does not take into account any way that the character was being played at all. It is just about nerfing what they had and not giving them anything else to compensate for the 2 people that fucking play them. Now the 2 people that play them are now not going to play them. You've just killed them. Like, they're dead. There's nothing for that character to fundamentally do now. They have no win condition. They have no motive. Like, they have no motive. When you walk in as twins, like, what do you do? They seriously might run something stupid like coup de grace. Because you can't really use play with your food because you're latching too much. Like, how do you use play with your food on that killer? Or is play with your food just so good that the twins are just going to be ignoring their power to use play with your food to get downs? Is that what they're going to be doing now? Is that how you're going to play them? Absolutely ridiculous that this set of changes got in. The character is completely ass backwards now. They can't play further. They can't play as far apart anymore. They can't build up their pressure organically. Their pressure, your ability to pressure with the twins nerfs your power. That is absolutely incredible. Your ability to spread injures and spread your power and spread your and progress the game nerfs you. That's like the only killer in the game that applies to, except for maybe Legion. And where's Legion on the tier list? Or Legion, if you sack a survivor, you cannot do those chain downs anymore. Like, the twins' ability to apply pressure nerfs them. What the fuck game design is that? Like, why use your ability when it nerfs you? It makes you worse. It makes you worse, bro. Victor makes himself worse upon being used. If you use him to injure somebody, you cannot sack that person again because you can't hit that person again because you will give up the power. Which maybe it's so ass, maybe that's what you want to do. Victor having high lethality doesn't matter when it doesn't translate. Like, maybe they'll still be good at attrition wars because Victor can get it down, and then Charlotte will be like, buy a key gem that they're trying to hit or something, and then she can down an injured person too. I don't know. Why not just use Victor to down them twice? Like, you see what I mean? It's terrible. It's terrible, and I cannot tell you as a Twins player, a Twins connoisseur, or someone who really enjoys this character, when I'm reading that, I can't tell you what I'm supposed to do with it. I can't tell you what I'm supposed to do with that. Even the shit that sounds cool, like the swapping between the 2 of them, I can't tell you what I'm supposed to do with it because you can only do it at a hook. You can only do it at a hook. There's very limited application with that. Like, why would you want to do it and go fill up bitch meter a little bit? Like, that's what you're doing. You're filling bitch meter up when you're doing that. So why do it? What does that do for you? What does a swapping from one to the other do? Like, I guess if there's 3 of them rolling in, you'd rather be Charlotte. But again, save the best for last is dead. So, like, it doesn't really matter. You're still getting fucked regardless. It's still a trash situation. And then, of course, Decisive Strike being back, that hurts everybody and makes every killer now worse. It also actually does hurt Play With Your Food because you need more offensive actions to actually secure these downs on these fucking survivors. So it actually does hurt like a Play With Your Food. I don't know, man. This change is horrible, and it sets the game ass backwards. This game, like Twins, is going ass backwards. If we're going to revert shit, we need to be fair to both sides and revert the nerfs that have happened that unjustly over time as well. If we're going to revert the Decisive Strike nerf, let's revert other nerfs that have taken place that were unfair. Let's bring Hex Ruin back. I really feel like Hex Ruin needs to come back along with a base kit change to fucking protect hexes longer. Like, they have to complete a gen before the totem will light up. You still get the perk, mind you, but they have to complete a gen before the corresponding totem becomes available to be cleansed, or block it. Like, make them have to complete a gen and have the entity block the totem before you can cleanse it. You have to get a gen done first. Something. And then of course buff its numbers, because it needs to be at least 150. Like why can't this stuff apply to both sides? Well, it can't because fuck you, killer. That's why. This is, again, like, ridiculous. This patch contains the biggest survivor nerf that has taken place the entire year. And they still not only won the patch, they've destroyed you. They still not only win the patch, they win it by a fucking mile. It's incredible because of the fact that Decisive Strike is back. That's why they win the patch. Now again, DS never left. Like, if you knew what you were doing, Decisive Strike never technically left the game. You could easily, if you were good, use the stun time that it gave you to make something and screw the killer over. You could still do that. You just couldn't suck anymore. The perk will now protect people that suck again, which is what they want. They wanted to protect people that suck. And even again, some of these people you're going to play are so bad that they can't even use that to protect themselves, just like they couldn't back in the day. But oh well. This is ridiculous, and I'm tired, and I need to finish my chicken. I'm getting the hell out of here. GG's.